Okay, thought I'd give y'all a little update of where I'm at on the old truck here. Um, as you can see, bed's off. Got it sitting over here. So, the point of taking the bed off, if you hadn't heard me say already, was because this truck's got dual fuel tanks. As you can see, this driver's side tank had a leak that the previous owner, you can kind of see where it was running off right there. Previous owner said it had, so I haven't tried to use this tank. I did just siphon the gas out of it. I got about 6 gallons out of it, and you could smell it's a little old. Not the worst I've smelt, but anyway, what I found was this hose right here. Uh, and I'll show you these as an example as well. But this hose was not completely on this little barb inlet here. I don't know if this is a vapor line or return line. I'm not sure. The far line in here, this far one, is the fuel line. So one of these two is return, and one of them's just a vent vapor line, I think, something like that. But as you can see, and I haven't done this, that clamp right there should be right here. It's not. And it's the same way with this little hose. Matter of fact, I had to cut one end of this. Let's see, it was this end over here. This end, I hadn't even messed with the clamp. And it was way back here. And it was just sitting like that. So I figured that's where the link was. But what I'm trying to do right now, and what I figure is, as you can see, that clamp right there, that way. Not a lot of room here. That clamp right here is turned upside down. So is the one behind it. I'm figuring somebody's dropped this tank. And this looks kind of new to me compared to the other side. So somebody's replaced this, I don't know what you call it, sending unit and feed, whatever. And then I want to say lifted this back up and tried to reach in here and put these on and didn't even get those clamps on. So what I'm trying to do right now is I just took the bolts. There's 4 bolts out of this plate on the frame. And I'm trying just to see if I can get the tank loose enough and pulled away. I can drop it a little bit and get a little bit more room right here. As you can see, my hand doesn't go in here well. I've got these lines and new clamps, and my hope was to replace those while I'm in there. I've actually got this lock ring and a gasket here. If I want to change that out, I could go ahead and do it, but I'd probably need to go ahead and drop this tank a lot, or go ahead and take it off the truck. So I'm kind of trying not to do that just yet. I've already disconnected it. It's the sending unit there. Got it routed right here. And as you can see, that's how I softened it out. And I didn't see any rust in it yet. And what I could look in down here looked real good. So I don't think, the tanks need to be replaced or cleaned out. So I'm trying to avoid not removing the tanks, but I'm just about near that point just to get myself some room to get in here and access this thing. But anyway, that's where I am on that. So that was the main reason for taking the bed off, was try to get access to that. The bumper, you see it's gone. The bumper has been is completely redone now. It is ready to put back on the truck. I've got the the bumper's been bent back into shape, sanded, wire brush sanded, prime painted. Tag lights are back in. I've got those working. Wiring's back in the bumper. So the bumper's ready to go back on once I ever get this thing back together. But it's sitting at my other house in the garage right now. I got some exhaust tips to go on these exhaust pipes, which, as you can see, I'm not. This exhaust system is kind of, you know, let's reuse the existing and then kind of. It's just kind of hodgepodge together. As you can see, this new pipe here runs up, and there's old pipe, new pipe, and then there's the dropouts, or the exhaust dumps, whatever you want to call them. That I said I didn't put any of that there, but there they are. There's the gooseneck place. Luckily, that ball came out pretty easy. That was something I dreaded, but luckily the largest socket I had fit the nut, and I had a pipe wrench. I was able to get in bed and get that off. The only bolt I've had trouble with so far was one in the bumper. It was this one down here. I had to sawzall that bolt out. That was the only one. This one down here gave me a little problem. You can see some penetrating oil there on that, but I managed to get it off without cutting it. So upon getting in here, it looks like the bed's gonna be off a while. I found, I'm looking for it again. There was a drip on this line yesterday, and it looked like brake fluid. So I've bought this line, and it looked like it was coming from here. What I haven't bought are these metal lines, and I may be buying them. I don't know yet. We're just gonna see if I get them loose or not. But you know, I need to replace the wheel cylinders on each side. Matter of fact, that one, the bleed screw is gone. That bleed screw's shiny. I think somebody's been in it before. But while the bed's off and I can get to all this without crawling in and out under here 1,000 times, probably gonna go ahead and look at replacing some of that. The rear axle, I've got this gasket and some seal maker for the differential. I've got the oil. As you can see, it's a little oily up there. Now that up there, it's got new U-joints in it, or at least someone's put new U-joints in it, and that, I'm not sure what you call that, ring pinion chair, I don't know. Looks like that's been replaced at some point. Cause there's some shininess to it. You can see still. And those nuts, U-bolts been replaced. Anyway. So we're gonna be doing at least a fluid change in the differential, new gasket sealant there. And then the other tank, gas tank, this is the tank it's running off of right now. I'm thinking about doing the same thing to these lines. I just don't know. Like I said, I don't think this one's been messed with, that I can tell. So I'm thinking I may want to try to replace those lines too while I'm at it. The bed wasn't too bad to get off. Luckily all the bolts came out good. Just used front end loader and some straps. Picked it up, set it over here. So that's where it'll be for now. Hadn't really done much else with the engine yet, other than what I've already said. It did start kind of rough yesterday, so I don't know, still some tuning needs to be done on that carburetor, which I knew I'm not done with it anyway. I've got a host of parts in here coming. So I got more oils. Got gear oil. I went ahead and got enough gear oil to do front and back. I've got some oil stabilizer. I think I'm gonna use that with the Shell Rotella that I've already mentioned. Got some brake fluid, stuff I'll need. There's some miscellaneous filters and stuff in here. I've got a heat plate for the carburetor. That's some of the gas lines, throttle linkage stuff. And there's my gasket for the rear def. More fuel line. Oh, that's the exhaust tips. That's all that's in there. I haven't dragged them out yet. I've ordered the front gasket, but don't have it yet. And somewhere in here is that rear brake line. Oh, it's sitting right here. That's the rear brake line I was pointing out. So, and I've got new floor mats, which I'm not going to put them in until I'm ready, but I got the matching GM floor mats to go in here. So that's where I'm at on that. So lots of work going on here on it. And none of it's going as fast as I figured it would go in my head, unfortunately. Just one little thing after the other. But anyway, that's your update right now. I'm gonna try to clean the back of this cab. I'm actually, once I get the fuel lines taken care of and that piece back together, and before I start on anything else, this is gonna go up and get pressure washed while the bed's off and cleaned. And I'm not gonna paint the frame, but y'all can look at it. I mean, it looks all very original to me, other than that gooseneck plate being added. But no rot, no anything, just minor surface rust. But anywhere where the bed's contacting, I'm going to go ahead and clean that up, paint that. I'm going to clean this and paint that, and I need to clean under the bed where that was if I can. I'm not sure how I'll do that just yet. I've got some more parts coming for the bed. I have the clear coat for the bed now. I've got bed rails, like just the plates, stainless plates coming, and for the tailgate. Got a bed cover that would be here today. It got damaged in shipping, so that's all being sorted out. And I haven't ordered yet, but I have found a bed mat that's gonna go in here after I try to clear coat and preserve this bed. But anyway, there's your update. I'm gonna keep working at it. Thanks for watching. See ya.